Hello, today you will hear a story with an interesting plot. Sophia woke up in the morning in a huge bed with snow-white silk sheets. She gracefully stretched, chasing away the remnants of sleep. Victor was sleeping on her left, with whom they spent a wonderful night in his apartment in the center of the capital. Looking into his face, Sophia thought about how long she had dreamed of this moment. A very, very long time. And the opportunity happened only yesterday. They celebrated another meeting of graduates after graduation. 15 years have passed, and this was the first meeting at which a young woman appeared. The huge hall of the Capitol restaurant was completely filled with former classmates. It was amazing that everyone had changed so much during this time, and Sophia simply did not remember many of them. 8 years passed. Everyone changed a lot externally. Some of them even had gray hair, and the woman really hoped that this would happen to her not soon. But she also understood that inside most of them remained the same. And they perceived each other in the same way as before, when they sat at the school desk. The school years left a deep mark on her life forever. They shaped her present, and Sophia could not forget this all these years. But the woman prepared for the meeting very carefully. By nature, she had a simply stunning figure. Therefore, she chose a long golden evening dress. The outfit perfectly emphasized her slender figure, large breasts, and fell in light waves to her ankles. Naturally, when walking, the girl's left leg was sexily exposed up to her thigh through the side cutout. Sophia completed her seductress look by pulling her thick black hair into a high bun, leaving a few curls on either side of her face. She knew well how to emphasize her assets in appearance so that it did not look vulgar, but attracted the attention of men. Sophia was unmarried. For the last 5 years, she worked in the editorial office of a fashionable capital magazine where publications about fashion and style were in the first place. Sophia was a good and promising employee. Different interesting and creative ideas came to her head, thanks to which the rating of their magazine rose a lot. But the woman climbed up the career ladder very quickly and easily. And she was highly valued and respected at work. She was often abroad with various tasks from the editorial office. She knew how to make every interview with show business stars interesting for readers. And of course, she knew all the women's tricks to always look cheap. And rati action, but no one knew that behind her success lies a sense of revenge, and soon she will begin to act according to a plan known only to her. In the restaurant, she immediately achieved her goal. All her former classmates looked at this beauty with fascination, not recognizing her. When Sophia was already in high school, she fell madly in love with Victor the first time they met. And the first handsome boy in their class. Victor was so handsome that the girl often could not take her eyes off his face. Gathering courage, she asked the boy to come to the local park in the evening during a long break because she wanted to tell him something important. Victor became interested in what this pretty girl wanted to tell him, and he came to meet her. Sophia, who was embarrassed, confessed her feelings for him. As it turned out, Victor also liked the girl and he offered her a date. They met every day after school in the same park. They walked for a long time, holding hands. When Victor had pocket money, he always bought them delicious ice cream. Sophia was over the moon with happiness. Unlike the boy, the girl took this relationship very seriously. She believed that this was the only and true love that happened in her life. Every evening at home, smiling, she dreamed that she and Victor would be together forever. She imagined their future children living together in a luxurious house. And Victor was just fine with her. He had a good time. His friends envied him, which made him very happy. After all, he was the first of them to start dating a girl. All the others did not have a pair yet. Once, Pasha's classmate invited them both to his birthday party. When the teenagers arrived at his home, the party was in full swing. Some people drank beer that one of the boys brought to the holiday. After a while, everyone was drunk. Sophia decided to go out on the balcony for a while to breathe fresh air. She stood alone, listening to the night sounds. Suddenly, Pasha joined her. He stood next to her and started a conversation about the weather. Sophia listened indifferently to his monologue until he suddenly turned her towards him. Pasha said that he had liked her for a long time and began to kiss her. At first, the girl fell silent, and after a few seconds, she realized that she really liked kissing with Pavel. She put her arms around the boy's neck and returned the kiss. The couple was kissing passionately when Victor came out on the balcony. Seeing his girlfriend with a friend, the guy became very angry and shouted that he did not want to see her, the traitor, anymore. Victor left Sophia, paying no more attention to her. And the girl then swore to herself that she would return her lover's love, no matter how long it took. Victor, waking up after a night of passion, the first thing he saw was the face of his former classmate. She looked great in the morning. The man could not remember her at school. He did not remember those times at all. He was only interested in the present. And the past forever remained in the past. All the more so because at school he was an ordinary guy who could be a little picky in order to attract more attention to his person. Victor had a wonderful and beloved wife, Johanna. They met when they were students. Facing from the very beginning, she attracted him by the fact that when she looked at him, she was very shy and blushed. He invited the girl to meet and then he married her, and since then this couple has been together constantly. The man was very lucky with his wife, who still believes that she was no less lucky with her lover. She was always for him not only as a woman, but also a true faithful friend. Yona is his closest person to whom he could confide all his secrets. She was always on his side in everything, supported him, believed in his success, gave him the advice he needed, which he always followed and which always worked. Now they had their own business, a security firm that provided its services to local entrepreneurs. They were worried about their reputation, and by this time they had achieved great success and trust from their clients, among whom there were already famous politicians and even some stars of the capital. Yona gave her husband 2 wonderful daughters. The couple permanently lived in a country house, and they bought this apartment so that Victor, after various meetings, when it is necessary to drink a little, could stay overnight in the city so as not to get behind the wheel in an intoxicated state. During all these years, the man never cheated on Yune. It was such a personal point of his. He did not understand why, if there is a desirable and beloved woman next to him. And they arranged both romance and extremes in their relationships in order to diversify their sex life a little. Remembering now about his wife, Victor felt very ashamed in front of her. But here, as if sensing his feelings, Sophia gently approached him and began skillfully caressing him. The man's head was spinning from a mad desire, a huge passion for Sophia. Her smell, her look, the sight of her naked body drove him crazy, forcing him to think only of her. This Sophia excited him so much that the man involuntarily fell under her spell. That's exactly what happened in the restaurant yesterday. He had a good time with former classmates, now grown men, and learned a lot about their current lives. Atainti, when he saw her Sophia gracefully passing by them, immediately attracted attention to herself. She was also attractive from the outside, especially this cut on the dress, which conjured up various sexual fantasies in the imagination. She behaved like a real woman, a seductress. Victor looked for her with his eyes in the hall. She attracted his gaze, charmed him, interested him. He himself could not understand what was happening to him. But her image quickly squeezed all thoughts out of his mind. He was drawn to her on a subconscious level, and Sophia herself was not indifferent to her mare. Then, passing by his face, if by accident, she will touch him with her hand. Then, standing next to her, she will inadvertently touch his leg with her bare thigh. Perhaps it is natural that no man would resist such a temptation. And Victor couldn't either. Everything turned out somehow by itself. A confident woman knew what she was doing. The man was going home to his wife. Now, when Sophia was not in front of his eyes, he was very sorry for what he had done. Victor felt guilty in front of Yona for not being able to resist and obeying some natural instincts. He didn't want this to happen again. His wife will never know about it. No, he was not a coward. He was not afraid of exposure. The man simply did not want to cause pain and suffering to his beloved. After some time, he woke up again in the bed of the apartment with Sophia. Recalling yesterday's evening, Victor remembered that he and his friends celebrated a very good deal in one of the city's nightclubs. And it was there that he met this woman again, and again fell in love with her. But this love was not the same as he felt for his wife. Mixed in his feelings for Sophia, natural desires prevailed over mental thinking and pushed him into her arms. The night was wonderful. There was probably no better lover than Sophia. She aroused him, teased him, then moved away, forcing him to beg for forgiveness, and then gave such pleasure that words could not even describe. This continued for a month. Victor could not leave his mistress. He really wanted to do it, but only when he couldn't see her in front of him. Next, when they were next to each other, he quickly forgot about all his wishes, except for the only one. Hector came home from work early today. Yona was cooking a delicious dinner. Inhaling the pleasant aroma of delicious food, the man washed his hands and changed his clothes. In the evening, he had a scheduled meeting with a journalist who wanted to interview and show readers how the already famous businessman spends time with his family. The husband helped his wife set the table in the garden near the house. They started waiting together. 15 minutes later, the bell rang, notifying the hosts of the guests' arrival. The eldest daughter ran to the gate to meet him. Hector's heart sank when he saw how, instead of the journalist, Sophia was walking through his yard, holding his daughter's hand and telling her something funny. She looked as usual, unsurpassed, a short, tight-fitting white dress, which emphasized a wonderful tan. Having approached Victor with Yona, Sophia greeted them, and they, at Yona's invitation, sat down at the table. After a delicious dinner, Sophia began to ask about their life, whether they have hobbies, about children. Suddenly, Victor felt her leg touch him under the table and start caressing him. He tried his best to resist the temptation. And he also noticed that when his beloved wife is nearby, it helps him a lot to resist Sophia's charms. Victor suddenly had an uneasy feeling. He didn't like the fact that Sophia was brazenly spending time at his house. And the fact that she came here could end badly. She offered to drink a glass of champagne and went to the house to bring it. The girls ran to play with the neighbors' children. And Sir Victor and Sophia were left alone for a while. The man abruptly took the beauty's leg from his lap under the table and then asked, "Sophia, what are you doing? Why did you come to my house? What do you need?"
Why are you nervous, my dear? Soon your wife will leave you and you will be mine forever. I've been waiting for this since school. You left me without forgiving a single kiss with Tasha.
And I would forgive you. I still love you as before. Are you crazy? It was many years ago. I don't even remember this incident. If I offended you, please forgive me. I was a teenager then. At this age, not all boyfriends have serious feelings. The man said, "The fact that you don't remember anything doesn't change anything. The main thing is that I remember." So, he wants Victor to leave his wife himself if he doesn't want her to know about them. Victor needed a plan to get rid of this obsession. He was already very sorry that he went to this meeting of graduates where he met Sophia, whom he once met. And now he needs time to come up with something. And he said, "Okay, I'll think about everything and let you know right away." At that moment, Yona came out of the house and said, "My dear, we have run out of champagne." To which Victor informed that he bought one bottle today and forgot to take it from the car. Yona followed her, and Victor saw how his wife took out women's panties from the car along with the champagne. The shocked man turned his head to Sophia, who quickly took a picture of his wife. Smiling contentedly, she said, "And this is a warning to you so that you understand that I am not joking and did not try to deceive me. I won't post this photo just yet, but you know I'll have to if you don't leave your wife." She left the yard pleased with herself. and Yona approached Victor, who wanted to hear an explanation. The man said that he was being hunted by some crazy woman and really wanted to make them quarrel. And he assured his beloved that he would fix everything tomorrow. Sophia was already approaching the building where Victor's apartment was located. Today he called her for the first time himself and invited her to his place. But the woman even had no doubt that he would agree to return to her after so many years. In the apartment, the man handed her a glass of juice. She was surprised, and then he said that he would never leave his family. But he added that he would never marry someone like you. You betrayed him at the very beginning of their relationship. One can now only imagine what you would do next. Sophia became very angry. She started shouting various threats towards him and towards his children. Then the woman pounced on Victor, trying to cut him with the shards of the broken glass. To cut him with the glass, suddenly two burly men ran into the room and quickly twisted this inadequate woman. Next came an old, calm man who turned to Victor. She is really very violent. We will definitely take care of her treatment. Don't worry. How good that Victor had a good friend, a doctor at a psychiatric hospital. It was to him that the man decided to turn for help. Sophia was taken away for forced treatment. Now she won't bother his family. And Victor bought a huge bouquet of red roses for his wife. Also in his pocket was a handmade gold bracelet. Look at how he loves his wife. But from now on, they will go to all meetings only together. Yona is also his talisman against former traitors. Dear listeners, your support is very important to us. If you like our story, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very motivating for us. We need your feedback to improve our content.